Alright guys, we're going to get right into this one. Today's video is about maintaining and overall just living with your inhalers. Tip number 1, do not leave your inhaler in your car. The inside of your car is prone to a lot of temperature fluctuation, warmer days, cooler nights. During certain seasons, it gets really hot during the day. Right, and these temperature fluctuations are devastating to the performance of your inhaler, which basically requires a perfect mixture of propellant and medication with each shot you take. Even more so, those constant temperature fluctuations can completely cause a malfunction of your inhaler to not even work. So treat your inhaler basically the way you would treat yourself, which is climate controlled. So if it's too hot for you, it's too hot for your inhaler. If it's too cold for you, it is too cold for your inhaler. Number 2, keep your inhaler protected inside of a case. So this case right here is for my emergency inhaler. This case right here is for if you have a maintenance inhaler that is a discus. I bought these online. You can find links to them in the description down below. But basically I use these to protect my inhalers from dust, debris, anything that's in the air that can cause complications with using my inhaler. Number 3, how to never forget to bring your reliever inhaler with you by getting something like the case I just showed you. All right, so this case that I bought is actually got a carabiner in it, and if you notice, it keeps the case upright because you always want to keep your inhalers in at least somewhat of an upright position. And what I do is I clip this to my key ring, and what can't I do? I can't leave the house without my keys. So when I leave the house, I have my emergency inhaler with me at all times. That is how I keep from having to keep an inhaler in my car. That's also how I keep myself from giving an inhaler to, a loved one, because, even though to me, it's a good idea if you're always with your girlfriend or always with this best friend or something to keep an inhaler with them. But I mean, with prescription laws, it's actually kind of illegal to do that. So to avoid all of that mess, I just make sure that I cannot leave my house without my inhaler. So number 4 would be cleaning your inhalers. However, a lot of newer inhalers, this definitely depends on which inhaler you have. But for example, with me, I have Dulera, and with Dulera, you can't really clean it because you cannot remove the canister from the, whatever you call that. Normally when you're cleaning an inhaler, you pop the canister out, you clean all this plastic and the mouthpiece. But Dulera, you actually can't do that because you cannot remove the canister from this plastic setting that it's in. And the good thing about that is that as long as I keep this, once again, in some sort of case, I don't have to worry about dust and debris and all of that stuff getting into it. So you keep it clean, and you have to worry less about cleaning it. And the same deal goes with this albuterol container that I carry around. I carry it around in a case. It is protected from the elements, so I don't have to worry about stuff getting into it. So the next big concern with an albuterol inhaler is that when you use it, if you don't use it for a couple of weeks, it's recommended that you clean it out, because if you don't, then the medication actually comes out of a stem. You got the canister, there's this little stem that guides the mist into the mouthpiece. And every time that you dispense medication, some of that may or may not stick around in that stem. And over time it will clog it because it will dry out. That's why they tell you to clean these every 2 weeks to keep everything from getting stuck and lodged in there. Albuterol is not as expensive as it once was. As long as you are keeping this, again, protected from the elements and inside a case where things will not get into it, then let's just say every week, open your mouthpiece, shake it up, fire a shot off into the air. And that keeps everything moving through here so it doesn't get clogged up from prior uses. Number 5, don't keep your inhaler in your pocket. Never keep your inhaler in your pocket. Never, never. First of all, if you keep your inhaler in your pocket, there's a very good chance that you could accidentally release an actuation and waste medicine while it's in your pocket, because it doesn't take a whole lot to press down on that and make it release medication. Doing that is not only a waste, but also your medication has nowhere to go because you're not breathing it in. So it's all just going to get stuck in your mouthpiece. The mouthpiece is going to get stuck in the cap. And the most obvious reason is that there's debris in your pocket. And what's going to happen is you're going to stick this in your pocket. Pocket lint is going to get into it. You reach around and touch stuff. Anything you touch and you put your hand in your pocket is going in your pocket. So, I mean, it's going to be dust, dirt, maybe even little teeny rocks. You never know what's going to end up in there. Your wallet could be falling apart. You got little pieces of leather inside your pocket. Any of that can end up in your inhaler. And then what's going to happen is you're going to take a shot of your inhaler next time you need it, and where this is a reliever inhaler, you're going to be kind of in a rush to use it because you're having symptoms, otherwise you wouldn't be using it. And you're just going to stick it in your mouth and you're going to inhale a piece of leather or inhale a small rock. You don't want to do that even if you don't have asthma. Your pocket is not a suitable place to keep your inhaler, so don't put it in there for any reason whatsoever. Did I ever mention that I absolutely love the color scheme on these Dulera inhalers? So awesome. Alright guys, so that's basically all I got for you for this video. Just some tips on managing your inhalers and just living with the idea of having to carry them around with you. I hope you've got something useful out of this video, and I will see you in the next one. Everything on this channel is about asthma and anxiety. Thank you very much for checking it out.